Let's talk about what you need to do for your final campaign report. So this is the week 8 report. As usual, you're going to make it your own, brand it, make it your own colors. You're going to next slide is your project definition. So go ahead and pull that from your week 1 assignment, and if you need to, adjust it. You know, what did you finally end up doing based on what did you think you were going to do to begin with? Go back to that campaign justification in week 1 and pull that as well. Let's look at your campaign analysis. For this one, you're going to go through and you need to answer these questions. Use the analytics from your campaign. So my greatest success overall, my greatest success was building a following. My greatest success was achieving my strategy, which was to do X, Y, and Z through these tactics. What was your greatest WordPress success? Look at your strategies, look at your tactics, look at your objectives, tie them back in, use the numbers. My greatest success on WordPress was being able to get 52 followers, and one of my strategies was to make sure I reached out to everyone who was in my role-playing group to make sure that they all helped me share the messages and I developed engagement. Use real analytics, use real answers, and I need you to look at each one of the required platforms. If you need to put this onto multiple slides, that is fine. Go ahead and do that. Spread them out. This is your final analysis of what you've been working on the entire time. So use it to make your story, tell your story well. Next one is your greatest challenge. What was your greatest challenge? Did you set goals that were too high? Did you find that you had a really hard time making it through the clutter, that you really wanted to achieve first page search engine results but had a really hard time because maybe something was trending, maybe something changed and made your topic even harder to get through? So what was your greatest failure? Failure's hard. Failure is one of those things that you've got to think about and admit to. My greatest failure was not writing long enough WordPress posts. My greatest failure was not creating enough engagement. Go back to your objectives. What did you say you were going to accomplish? And then tell me, what did you enjoy? What did you like about each of the elements? What surprised you? And then I want you to finish this sentence. Knowing what I know now, I would. Would you make sure you use your scheduling more? You make sure you use your time better. I would choose a different topic. I would make sure that my target audience was just women between 18 and 24 because it would have been easier to create a targeted campaign. What is it that you know now that you would change? All right, then you're going to go ahead and start giving me some of the numbers. I want you to look at Facebook, WordPress, Twitter, and Pinterest. I want you to give me a live link to each of those pages. How many posts did you make on Facebook? How many likes did you have? How many follows? This is all just top line information that kind of gives us an idea of what your campaign looks like. And if you hate these colors, that's fine. Go into design and go to change colors. You can change, if you go into design here, if you go into colors, you can play with different themes and things. So make it your own. You're not stuck with these colors. All right. This should be relatively familiar at this point. Make sure you bring that in from another slide deck. At this point, this should be completely filled out. If you need to, if you made posts during week 8, fill that in. If you need to break this into multiple slides, just cut and copy the table over into another slide. You're then going to give us your audience personas. So you should be able to pull those from your week 1 assignment. Every single thing should be filled in. To fill in these buttons, just go to Format and go to Fill, Shape Fill. Do not put another dot over top of it. So you should have 2 personas, one male, one female. All right, then I want you to do some kind of geographic impact. If you look at your stats from Facebook, from WordPress, from Pinterest, from Twitter, each of them has some geographic data available, and I want you to be able to map that. And what do you want to call out? Hey, I got really great interest in, South America because I was talking about the World Cup when it was going on. Or what is it? So all of these elements are editable. You can make them whatever you want. You can move them around accordingly. So I've given you a geographic one you can play with here. Make it your own. Go to your search engines. What did you find? Go to Google, try a couple different keywords. What would you want to show a potential employer? Hey, I managed to get through and make number 1, number 2 results for this keyword. So make sure you're pointing that out. Make sure it's easy for us to find out. Maybe you want to do multiple screens of that. That is fine. Maybe you want to give us some explanation. All right, next you're going to give me a screenshot of your WordPress home, just so we have an idea of what did your site look like. You're then going to come through, and this should look really familiar. This is part of that analytics workbook. So you can do side by side, what did you accomplish each week? Where did your numbers go? If you want to, you can go ahead and convert these into graphs. You can create extra information based on these numbers. I'm not requiring you to do it, but there's a lot of data here that can be crunched, and you can play with it. So where are your referrers coming from? You know, where are you doing a good job of linking those things back and forth? So you can always go through and play with that data. All right, so then you want to go through and want you to figure out what was your most popular page or post on WordPress. And give me the screenshot, give me some details. Give me your Facebook profile, a screenshot. Maybe you want to put home and about in there. So this is just a general idea of what did your profiles look like. Here's that Facebook overview. Lots and lots of data here as well. You should have been collecting this week over week. So it's really easy for you to go back and fill that in. Once again, if you're a graphs person, if you're a statistics person, get in there, play with this. You know, how much over your goal, percent over goal or under goal were you? There's a lot of different things you can play with. Then I want you to give me Facebook. What was your most popular post as far as reach was concerned? And what was your most popular post as far as engagement? So if you look into your details, you can figure these things out. All right, then I want you to give me a screenshot of your Twitter profile. This should look pretty familiar. Twitter profile, your analytics in here. That should be reactions. You can save that. What was your most popular tweet? What made it your most popular tweet? Give me a copy of your Pinterest profile. Maybe you want to give me a second screenshot of your contest. What worked really well? You can also, when you do your analysis up here, in your greatest success, you can give me screenshots, you can give me information, give me some photos, give me the visual that helps tell that story. That is just fine. This is just a preliminary outline of what you can do and what the very minimum you need to report would be. How would you want to look at this information? Look at this Pinterest information. You know, did you gain followers week after week? Week 4, you've got a huge input of brand new pins that are all your own. Did you see a change after that? Give me what is your top pin as far as impressions goes. What is your top pin that had the most engagements? So this is your general outline for your final report. Make it your own. Look at other things that are out there. There's a lot of different ways to present this data. This is the very bare minimum of what you need to do. It is going to take some time. These sections that you need to do the writing are worth a lot of points. So make sure you're putting time and effort in. You know, make sure you're using the analytics to prove your point. As always, if you have questions, please ask. This is going to be a great portfolio piece. It represents everything that you have done up to this point and your campaign in general. So make it something you can be really, really proud of.